What is going on, guys? It's CEOCAST. I'm your host Raheem, and today I'm joined with Bearded Pilot.
I'm 22 years old. I'm from South London. I'm a private pilot and work in investments.
First sort of thing you got your grips onto.
I'm not gonna lie. I don't know if this counts, but when I was in school, I used to shop like chocolate bars and sweets in school for £1 each, £1.50 each.
Yeah.
So I think that was my first sort of journey into entrepreneurialism. And at the same time, I was learning the business myself, and I grew my followers, I was growing myself, and I just never looked back. I literally was making money from my phone, from sitting in bed. And it was at that point where I fully just thought, you know what, I've come so far now, I've almost finished college, now it's go time. So I was just on it every single day. I would wake up, I was on it. Anything I could do during that day to get marketing content, to go network with bigger people, I was everywhere and anywhere. You could meet me, yeah, I'm active. And I flew out to Miami on a private jet all by myself. And that is the point when I realized, you know what, I will never turn back from now, because I made so much money teaching people on how to actually start off a business and how to actually be successful. It's such a big industry to make money.
We've all 100% encountered it on Instagram at some point, or social media, or whatever. How can you basically avoid scammers? For someone like me who sees that and thinking, oh, money to be made like that, yeah, cool, let me sign on.
This public figure, and I've got links with this guy, and I've got an office in London, and this and that. Like, that looks legitimate. Let me message him and let me find out a bit more. But if you've got a person with 2k followers, like 2,000 followers, and he's got very shady posts, you can't really see what he's trying to sell you. The only thing he's saying is that, I've got a business opportunity, or I'll do this for you or that for you, and you send me this amount of money, and within this time I'll flip it for you. That's bullshit. I'm Bearded Pilot, bro. Like, do you know what I mean? I take public figures and celebrities flying. Like, I can't be ruining my reputation hanging around with fake people like that. And the thing is, it's just a crazy industry, bro. So I just completely just left it.
One of the biggest quotes: with hardship comes ease.
When I achieved a certain amount of success, I was a bit too arrogant, and I got humbled very quickly. From Jan 2019 till December 2019, it couldn't have gotten any better. Like, it just got worse. It got worse and worse and worse. Now that I'm in the position I'm in now in 2020, I'm a lot more open-minded. I've gained a lot more knowledge. I'm around people I need to be around right now.
Yeah. You're more comfortable in the situation you are right now.
I went through that hardship, and now I can see ease. Money is not everything. People need to really understand that. So comparing myself to other people when I wasn't where I am today, I was just zero.
Yeah.
But when I decided to change my mindset and think, I'm not going to give up, I'm going to focus, I'm going to stay happy, that's when things gradually started to change. It's more about the little things that you do on a daily basis that gradually build you to your success.
What is going on, guys? It's CEOCAST. I'm your host Raheem, and today I'm joined with Bearded Pilot, man like Ali.
Yes, guys, how's everyone doing? Nice to meet you, bro.
So for the people who, nice to meet you too, by the way. Yeah, sorry. So for the people who don't know who you are and haven't seen your Instagram, tell us what you're all about.
In a nutshell, so I'm 22 years old. I'm from South London. I'm a private pilot, and I work in investments. So yeah, that's me pretty much summed up in a nutshell.
Yeah. And how old are you now?
22. I just turned 22 in September, so still young. Yeah.
So you're killing it basically at 22 years old.
Bro, I appreciate that, man.
How did you become a pilot at 22?
Do you know what? It was always my dream to become a pilot since I was 11 years old. So I think it was just my dreams, that I wanted to achieve that. And I never gave up. Always believed and had faith. So it took me a little bit of time. It took me about 2.5 years of constant dedication, hard work, to get there. But yeah, got there in the end. And here I am now. So alhamdulillah, bro, I'm chilling.
So what about everything else, and what else you do?
So I actually work with a stocks investment company.
Yeah. And you actually own your own company as well?
Yeah, I have my 2 own businesses that I own.
What's that? Plug that right now.
GBP Lux.
Yeah.
And do you know what? Here's a funny thing. When I launched my company, people pronounce the name wrong. People think it's GB Plux. It's actually not. It's GBP, which is UK pound sign.
Basically.
Exactly. And then Lux, which is luxury. So GBP Lux.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's what I got going on right now. And I work alongside an investments company. We actually have some very big things coming out soon. We got the world's first global e-bank coming out, and that's all I'm going to say. I mean, if anyone's interested, let me know. We have some really good return on investments, and I'll even take you flying for free after if you invest.
On the house.
So, on the house for free. I'll give you a nice flight tour over London. It's a little bit dark right now, but yeah. Yeah,
we'll make sure that we can see this office, because we're on the 16th floor in Ali's office right now. And when I tell you guys, it is mad. Like, I can see, where's the shard? Shard's right there, the gherkin's somewhere right there. This is mad. He's made it.
You know what? It would have been better if we come here in the daytime, but yeah.
Yeah, no, I'll get some shots of it after anyway. I'll put it here
Perfect.
right now.
Nice.
But okay, so where did this all start for you? Where did your journey begin? Because like you said, you're 22, so you're still very young. In fact, you're my age, so.
Okay, cool. Yeah. No, we're 22?
I'm 22 years.
Mashallah, bro, man. So yeah, in terms of my journey, I would say, bro, I probably started out when I was 16. Obviously, the initial dreams and, my goals were probably when I was 11 years old. But when I actually started working towards my goals, I would say that was around 16 years old. So funny thing is, actually, a lot of people think you have to be very smart to achieve certain goals in life, or you have to be the best student in college, uni, whatever it is. You have to go through this traditional life journey, school, college, uni, then get a job, and then this and that,
Yeah, live in the real world and all that stuff. That's what we're taught from young, basically. Isn't
exactly. It? And for me, it was very different. For me, the way I see it is that, I had a goal. I didn't know how I was going to achieve it, but I knew I was going to achieve it one way or another. Now, my specific plan may not have worked, but life is very funny how it works. So it carved another way for me, and even though I didn't want to go through certain situations, for example, eventually it led me to where I wanted to get to ultimately. So, and obviously the journey you go through, you learn a lot of lessons.
100%.
It may not be what you want, but at the end of the day, you have to trust that it will get you to where you want to get to. So for me, again, so I started off when I was 16. When I was in high school, I wasn't really focusing much. I was messing around, hanging around with the wrong crowds. I was smoking, wasn't really paying too much attention to my health. And, the things everyone goes through when they're young.
Yeah.
I pretty much scraped my GCSEs. I got 6 GCSEs. All of them were C's. I went to college. And the funny thing is, so I studied aviation in the first year of my college when I was 16, but I actually failed the course, even though I wanted to become a pilot, which doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
I failed that year essentially because when I was at college, I was messing around with my friends. I wasn't focusing, and I got kicked out twice. And that obviously ultimately led me to failing my first year in college. Got kicked out, had to move to a different college. And I studied business there for 1 year because I didn't know what else to do. They didn't offer aviation. So I studied business, and I pretty much just scraped that too, literally just scraped a pass. And I moved to a different college after that because that college was too far for me. And eventually at this third college now, I stuck to 2 years. I just stuck to travel and tourism, and I just sort of scraped my way through that year, those 2 years.
So question, so even though you went through them 3 years for the college and all that stuff, back in the head or even in the front, did you know that that's what you want to do? Not what you want to do, but like, did you not see yourself thinking, I shouldn't even do this because
you know what, when
XYZ?
So yeah, when I went to college, I hated it. I'm not gonna lie, I hated it. I was pretty much late every day.
Yeah.
I didn't really care.
Likewise.
Yeah, I didn't really care, honestly. And I just knew I wanted to become a pilot and I wanted to be a successful entrepreneur. I didn't know anything else. I just went to college because my parents told me to go to college, especially from Asian families, you know how it goes. Your parents want you to become a doctor, engineer, pilot. Obviously, that's, alhamdulillah for me, that was one of my goals. But in terms of just being a successful entrepreneur, just, if you want to do something that you enjoy, right? In an Asian family, it's not allowed. You have to become a doctor. You have to become an engineer. You have to go to school, college, uni, get a job, and, the traditional sort of things. So, for me, I just did it mostly because of what people around me were saying, friends, family, you have to go to college, or what are you going to do? And I think the educational system is so... I wouldn't say it's corrupt, but it's very old and it needs to be renovated.
Yeah, do you know what? There's one thing I'm like strong on, and I really think that something should change, and you probably can agree with me, is the fact that in school, I'm not going to say they teach useless stuff here, but they teach so much crap in some side, and they don't teach you the financial basics of life. Like, as soon as you come out of college or whatever, you don't know how to handle your life because they don't teach you that. They'd rather teach you stuff about like history that
exactly.
that no one really cares about. Let's be realistic here. I got an E in history, so I didn't care.
I think I got F.
But what I'm saying is they don't teach you nothing like that. They don't teach you anything about the outside world. And I think that they need to start putting that there in the curriculum.
Exactly. And
that's what's going to help a lot of people, like the younger generation anyway, find a way.
Definitely, especially nowadays, because in terms, like I said, I did aviation, I did business, travel and tourism, but I didn't learn anything that I know now in college. Everything that I've learned is actually by going out there in the world and actually doing things.
It's just your life, isn't
exactly.
it?
And, being around mentors and people who are actually successful. I did business and I didn't understand anything of the course in college. I'm a businessman now. I have my own 2 businesses and I've learned so much more out actually doing things rather than being in college, sitting down and just memorizing a piece of paper for an exam at the end of the year. Do you know what I mean? So, I think the education system needs to change a little bit. But honestly, if I knew what I knew now back then, I would have never gone to college. I would have just left school and I would have just concentrated on running a business and start my pilot training. So
what would you say to the person who's watching this right now thinking, I've just come out of college and I don't know what to do with my life? They haven't taught me nothing in school. They haven't taught me how to get a bank loan, all that stuff. What would you say to that sort of person?
Hit me up. No, I'm messing.
Straight plug.
Just all jokes aside, I think honestly, if you're in that situation, the first thing I would say is look at what you actually want to do in life. Because here's one thing that I always hear young people saying, or people who want to get into business. I want to own a business. I want to own a property. I want to become successful. But that is vague. That is very vague. For me, success is being a pilot and owning I don't own the investment business, but I'm working alongside an investment firm. So for me, my success is obviously to become a pilot and an entrepreneur and what I do now. And I'm enjoying what I do now. For someone else, being successful could be, for example, what you're doing, CEOCAST now, you might have had a vision that you wanted to do like a podcast sort of set up like this, interviewing, people. And for you, that might be success. So I think the first step is that people need to identify what they actually want to do in life, whether they want to become a pilot, a bus driver, taxi driver, accountant, whatever they want to do, whatever they enjoy doing, like something that they don't feel is like a chore. And then
once you're passionate about it.
Exactly. And once you find that passion, just go with it. Just
full send, basically.
Yeah, just go straight into it. Just 100% dedication. Just know that there's going to be bad days, good days, but you always have to have that mentality of, you can't give up. I mean, for example, me now, I'm just going to tell you a personal story. When I was doing my pilot training, so messed up my first 2 years of college, realized how much time I'd wasted. So in my last 2 years of college, I started pilot training. I was doing deliveries for restaurants, Amazon Flex, here and there, just little jobs here and there, just to save up a little bit of money whilst I'm in college. And I was just doing my pilot training pretty much for 2.5 years. It took me time, but the thing is, because I stayed dedicated to it, I still got there in the end. Now, in that 2.5 years, I went through so much. I experienced racism. I was broke. I had -£5 in my bank account at one time, and I've got a screenshot of that on my phone as well. I've got so many videos of me in my old car. Here's the funny thing, actually, the airfield I used to train out of, I personally think they were a little bit racist up there, maybe, potentially.
How so?
Say again?
How so? What makes you say that?
So I would be there and, I would get looks. And when you just get looks from people and you kind of know what they're thinking in their heads, do you know what I mean? So, me being a brown Muslim guy at a majority white airfield, I would get looks. And I've seen those looks in the past. And for example, when I was in school, I went through a lot of racism there. I went to a majority white school. I remember I got called a suicide bomber in front of my teacher once in year 8, and the teacher laughed and walked on. And that's a real story. That's not even that's no cap. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So no cap. What's no cap? No cap, bro. I don't know. What are all these new slang words?
Bro, I don't keep off of it. I can't bother.
Cap. Well, cap is when you're telling the truth, innit?
No cap. Yeah. No cap's when you're telling the truth. I'm pretty sure.
No. Well, basically, it's a true story, innit? So, I've been through a lot of racism when I was in school, and obviously once you experience certain racism, you know what to look out for, and you already know what people are thinking when they're looking at you at a certain type of way. So I had a little bit of problems up there when I was training. I got temporarily banned for 2 weeks because they were investigating, me taking pictures, even though aviation is my passion and I want to take pictures and videos of planes for my Instagram or my Snapchat. They saw it as suspicious. And when another guy who is not brown is taking a picture, nothing happens to him.
Suspicious to what though?
I don't know. I don't know what they're thinking in their head. Maybe they think I'm trying to plot something, or do you know what I mean? Like sending pictures to some caveman back in Afghanistan, or wallah, I don't know. But yeah, I experienced quite, some racism as well. But obviously, with that as well, I experienced just things like, the UK weather is just rubbish. So I had loads of cancellations for flights. I would go up to the airport and my instructor would tell me the flight's cancelled. So, instead of having a negative mindset and approach to it, I'd just be like, okay, cool. I'm here now. Let's see what else I can do. Let's read a book maybe. And because obviously I have exams coming up as well for my pilot license. Let me just revise. Or if they need any help, let me help them out. So I did that pretty much. 2.5 years later, I finished college finally. And just before I finished college, actually, and before I got my pilot license, about 4 months before, I had a jaw surgery. So I had an underbite. So I had my lower jaw was forward. It was in front of my top jaw, so my teeth weren't aligned. They cut my lower jaw, moved it back, and cut my top jaw, moved it forward. That was a setback as well, in a way. Nevertheless, the doctors gave me a 3-month recovery time. I recovered enough after a month to be able to stand up on my 2 feet again. And as soon as I was able to stand up on my 2 feet, even though I wasn't physically capable to, I still was just, I need to achieve this goal. Like I was so dedicated because I was so close to, I done all my 9 exams. I literally just had one oral exam left and the actual flight test. So I just wanted to get it. Like I was so pumped, looking back, 2 years, I've done all this and now I'm finally at the end stage. So, I just got back up and I just went to the airfield and I was just,
have to, man.
Yeah. Alhamdulillah, I got my license in July and I finished college in July as well. So 4 years of college and 2.5 years of, training as a private pilot. It all paid off, obviously going through racism, operations, whatever setbacks.
Look who's laughing now, basically, innit?
Bro, there's a thing that people say, obviously, people want to flex on people nowadays and people want to become successful for whatever reasons. And for me personally, I don't really care about flexing on people too much. There's a saying, you should flex on people without even flexing.
Yeah.
If that makes sense. So I've always wanted to become a pilot or an entrepreneur since I was young. When I was young, I didn't know what flexing meant. I just wanted to do it because I loved it.
You shouldn't have to force yourself to stunt on Instagram just to please other people, basically.
Exactly. And I don't have time to flex on people and to go on Instagram and post a picture and be like, oh, what's he gonna fit? I don't care. I really don't care. Obviously to other people might think I'm flexing because I get a lot of hate as well. People call me a scammer, a fraudster. People think I'm arrogant. People think I'm this and that. And I was born to rich parents and this. Bro, I don't care what people's opinions are. At the end of the day, you can have your opinion, but all I know is that I'm chasing my dreams and my goals. I mean, obviously the people who did do me dirty in the past or wrong in the past, they might be feeling some type of way. I don't care.
Yeah, that's straight. So then what about, when's the first time you got your hands into money? Or into business, shall I say?
Business.
So obviously you've been a pilot, you come out of college now, dealt with all of that. Now, what's the first sort of thing you got your grips onto?
I'm not going to lie. I don't know if this counts, but when I was in school, I used to shop chocolate bars and sweets in school for £1 each, £1.50 each.
Yeah.
So I think that was my first sort of journey into entrepreneurialism.
No, straight, that is.
Yeah, back into school, in the school playgrounds when you just,
Yeah.
So yeah, you could say then. But I think properly the first time was when I was doing.
Did you ever get caught doing that?
Yeah.
Bro, I remember one guy, shout out to John if he's watching this, bro, he got caught by teachers a couple of times and he had a whole bag full of sweets and all that stuff. Bro, the stress he was going through was just like someone took 20 grand off of him or something.
I know, bro. And those days when you're in school, that's all you care about. Like this, that's your bread and butter right there. You know what I mean? Bro, I used to have a zip in my blazer and you could enter like the whole back blazer pocket, right? And I would just stash everything in there, bro. And I was just praying to God that the teacher doesn't catch me. So, those were fun times, man. So yeah, I would say probably when I was 15, 16 years old, in year 10, year 9, year 11. But when I actually properly got into business was, so one of my dad's friends, he actually owns a business. He owns a dry cleaners, and he owns his own dry cleaning business. And when I was 17, sorry, let me just rewind a little bit. After leaving school, my first proper job was at WH Smith at Gatwick Airport. I used to work there for £4.84 an hour, and I only worked there for 7 months.
£4.84?
Yeah.
How much they were paying you?
Bro, I managed to save up my first grand in 7 months. Yeah. But obviously I didn't know what I know now, do you know what I mean? You know, that's one thing, you know, if I could teach any of the young people today, you know, you don't need to go and work out for these. I mean, in the beginning, it's good to work and get experience, but, you know, I was getting bumped essentially, you know, £4.84 an hour.
I thought me working for £6.50 my first job was bad.
Bro,
so you just said that?
Yeah, that's like a whole £2 down. So yeah, it's I did that for 7 months. And I hated it, bro. I hated it. I would go late. Pretty much the last 2 months that I was working there, I was just late every day. I just couldn't care less. Some days I just skipped. I would always just make an excuse and say, you know, I got diarrhea, or I'm just ill. I just talk rubbish to my manager. I just didn't like it, but I didn't enjoy it. And the only reason I actually went to get the job at the airport was because I wanted to become a pilot. So my thought process at the time when I was 16 was, you know, if I go to the airport, I'll get connections there. But it didn't work like that at all. I remember, I think it was in the last month that I was working at WH Smith, I pretty much, the rule there was you're not allowed to have cash in your pockets, right? Because they think you might steal the cash or whatever. But even though they have cameras in the building, they can see. But I withdrew like a tenner on my lunch break to buy some stuff to eat, obviously, right? And I had about £4 in coins left, and I just put them in my pocket, and I went back to work. And my manager comes through now, and they do random checks, right?
Yeah.
And she came and she started searching my pockets and stuff. She was like, oh, like literally humiliating me in front of customers. Like, there was a customer right there waiting to get served, and she pulled me. She was like, oh, can you take it instead to the other person who was working there? And she was all, like, I had to stand there like this. I was actually just standing there with my hands up, and I was like, bro, what the hell is this? And she was like, oh, why have you got £4 in your pocket? I was just on my lunch break. I just bought some food, and then, you know what I mean?
Change.
Yeah, it's my change. And why would I steal £4? Like, it doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
And, you know, that treatment there, I think it just put me off big time. So eventually I quit. When I was 17, I worked at an estate agent for £5.24 an hour. I only worked there 3 months though. It was a small estate agent. I did gain knowledge on properties, which obviously helps now for me. But yeah, I didn't enjoy it there either. My boss was just always telling me to do this, and I just didn't like it.
I think it's just some people thought like such as us, for example, we can't deal with working for other people in that sense. We've got to work for ourselves. And I think
exactly,
you've got that mentality when you're young and you don't even realize it.
Yeah, exactly.
And there's other people who I'm not gonna say anything bad about it.
Yeah,
but they're happy with their positions. Nothing wrong with it.
Exactly. Here's the thing. Look, it comes down to the point again where I said, you know, it depends on what you define as success. If you want to become a bus driver and you love it, go for it. That to you is success. If you want to work for someone and as a estate agent or whatever, you know, go for it. It doesn't matter what you want to become. As long as you're happy with it, go for it. But I just wasn't happy. So I just left. And I would work at my uncle's dry. So after that, I started working at my uncle's dry cleaner. So coming back onto that. So yeah, my dad's friend, he owned his own dry cleaning business. He actually came to the UK, a few years ago, and he had nothing. He started off with, he used to pick up 1 penny coins off the floor, and he literally saved up for his first SIM card with those 1 penny coins. And now he has multiple stores, and alhamdulillah, he's doing very well. So I worked at his dry cleaning business for a little bit, just taking people's clothes at the front and just tagging them and just putting them in the basket pretty much. Yeah. Just basic stuff. And he would pay me $250 every month ish. Obviously it wasn't much, but it was obviously at the time I wasn't happy with the money, because when you're young, you want money. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. But now that I look back and realize it was the experience that I was building up. So, you know, I did that for a bit, and then I got my car, when I was 18. And I just started doing pizza deliveries, restaurant deliveries. And my last job doing deliveries was with Amazon Flex. So I started that in November 2017. And I got fired from that job in January because I missed one block. But the system that they had was a bit weird. So I didn't understand how to use it. And they sent a delivery job to my app. And alhamdulillah, it was actually quite good. That was actually my first self-employed job because technically you're self-employed.
Yeah.
You can choose whenever you want to work. Amazon Flex. So you can choose whenever you want to work. They would give you a 2-hour block, for example, to work, right? And they would actually pay you quite sick. So £46 for 2 hours.
It was much better than retail.
Yeah, 100%. So, and the thing is, you could deliver the parcels within half an hour, and you'll be done. And that's your £46 done for the day.
Yeah.
So I made quite some decent money in the 3 months I was doing that. And then, February came around, February 2018, and my 2005 Golf that I had, Golf Plus, the clutch on it broke on one way in the morning. When I was on the way to college one morning. So I was literally on the main road and my car started to jolt as I was changing gears. I was like, what's going on? And I could hear because I'm a car guy as well. I love cars. So I kind of felt it was my clutch. You could hear it grinding.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, this is long. And actually a funny story before I come to the clutch story. My reverse gear in my car broke. So 3 months before my car fully got scrapped because of the clutch, my reverse gear stopped working. So I couldn't reverse at all. So I had some incidents there as well. So I went through a lot of madness. And obviously I was still doing my pilot training them times. And back to the clutch story. I was on the main road and I can feel my car jolting and I'm just like, oh shit, I'm on the main road and now I can't change gears. Like something, like I heard a bang in the front of my car and I'm just like, damn, I can't change gears. My car started to shut down. I'm like, I need to get off the main road now. Otherwise I'm going to hold back 8 o'clock morning traffic and it's going to get long and people are going to be pissed off at me. Yeah, literally I was on the main road and there was a side road right in front of me and I just swerved my car into it and my steering started to get tight as well because the car switched off. So the hydraulic lock or whatever it is. I just had to fight the steering wheel. I swerved into a side road and I was just done there. That's it. My car just RIP. That was it. I had to wait for AA recovery truck and that was the last time I saw that car. So that was in February 2018. And a few weeks after I got a 2003 Polo, so downgraded a little bit. I was still doing my pilot training. Once I got my Polo, a few weeks after, I met a guy and he was heavily involved in the trading industry and he was selling courses and educating people on how to start off successful businesses. I was on his live stream one time and I sort of just messaged. I was saying, I'm a pilot. If you want to fly with me, hit me up. And the funny thing is, those times I wasn't actually a qualified pilot. I was still training. But I kind of I was like, let me just say it. Why not, innit? And he actually replied to me and he came and linked me like a week after. And he bought all his cars, his team, had a gold Porsche, gold C63, Bentley C43, and I facilitated them parking up their cars next to jets at the airport I was training at. So that's when I sort of first fully got involved into the business and into entrepreneurial lifestyle or whatever you want to call it. So he pretty much taught me everything in terms of how to do marketing, how to start off a successful business. Would you say that stuff helped quite a bit? Yeah, 100%. Because for me, it was like I only had 100 followers on Instagram. I didn't have many. I was just chilling, and then I messaged him, and then as soon as I met him, and the opportunity he had for people, I was like, why not let me market that opportunity too? And given the fact that I had access to an airport, private jets, cars now, and I've built up a certain network up till then, but now it's just gotten really big, right? I just started posting on Instagram and my followers grew rapid. And pretty much it went really good from there. March, April was really good. I started to make my first proper serious money, and I was like, you know what? I'm never going to work a job again. I've got this Polo, but I swear to God, by the end of this year, latest, I'm going to be in a nice car. Now, 5th of April 2018, I had a jaw surgery, so that set me back. I was very weak for at least 2 months. But nevertheless, once I was home and I was able to recover and I was off the drugs a little bit, I just back on my phone, replying to clients, pushing out marketing content material, selling educational courses. And at the same time, I was learning the business myself, and I grew my followers, I was growing myself, and I just never looked back. I literally was making money from my phone, from sitting in bed.
Yeah, that's sick.
Obviously I was still using my marketing content from the planes when I'd go out and do training. And it was at that point where I fully just thought, you know what, I've come so far now. I've almost finished college, and I'm almost about to get my pilot license, and I've been put in a good network of people. Now is go time. So I was just on it every single day. I would wake up, I was on it. Anything I could do during that day to get marketing content, to go network with bigger people. I'd already built up a network from the private airfield I was flying out of, because there's a lot of rich people there as well, with private jets and stuff. So, I was everywhere and anywhere. You could meet me. Yeah, I'm active. So I was doing that. I finished college finally in July 2018, and I got my license on the 9th of July 2018 as well. I remember that day. So as soon as I got that, I started to just grow my Instagram more. I started to post more flying content, and I would start to fly public figures and celebrities as well. So after I finished college and I got my license, I went to New York in August for a holiday to meet my family. And there was actually a private jet to Miami, and I booked it out for myself, Gulfstream 4, and I flew out to Miami on a private jet all by myself. And that is the point when I realized, you know what, I will never turn back from now, because I made so much money, teaching people on how to actually start off a business and how to actually be successful. It's such a big industry to make money in. So, but
there's something that I got to address there, and I hope you don't mind me asking this.
Go for it.
So obviously there's people who do it legit. Yeah. And then we've all 100% encountered it on Instagram at some point, or social media or whatever.
100%.
And that's, scammers.
Of course. So
of course. How do you how do I word it? How can you basically avoid scammers? For someone like me who sees that and thinking, oh, damn, money to be made like that? Yeah, cool, let me sign on. How do you avoid that sort of thing when there's scammers?
I think it's in a way it's very obvious, but at the same time you have to be careful. So for example, now let's just say if you look at my page, right, and you see I'm flying this public figure and I've got this public figure and I've got links with this guy and this guy and I've got an office in London and this and that, that looks legitimate, and you can say, okay, that looks legitimate, let me message him and let me find out a bit more, and do your due diligence and obviously make sure everything's legitimate, and then go ahead and do business with the person. But if you've got a person with 2K followers, 2,000 followers, and he's got very shady posts, and he's just posting selfies of himself, and he's you can't really see what he's trying to sell you. The only thing he's saying is that, I've got a business opportunity, or I'll do this for you or that for you, and you send me this amount of money, and within this time I'll flip it for you. That's bullshit. That's so much bullshit. Because the thing is, I think people really need to understand and learn how to differentiate between a scammer and someone who's actually legitimate. I get hate plenty of times because people associate me with that kind of, I'm a scammer, this and that. But my clients who actually work with me, they'll tell you different. And the thing is, when you come to my page, you can see, I have a friend, shout out to Veyron J, if you're watching, he owns a Bugatti. I don't think someone who's that rich, someone who owns a Bugatti, who's very well known in London, he wouldn't want to associate himself with the scammer. So you have to look at the
inner details, the finer details.
You have to look at the people that specific person is chilling with. You have to look at, you have to just make sure that it looks legitimate. And obviously, there's signs for that. If it's just some random page, why you send? I had a few of my clients, they invested with me, and they're telling me, I got scammed by this guy. Can you help me? What can I do, bro? Why did you invest with him? You just blindly trusted this fake page with 2 posts and 2K followers, and you know what I mean?
Don't make sense.
It doesn't make sense. Sometimes I don't know. People just confuse me. Honestly,
Have you yourself had any like encounters with fake people, scammers and stuff?
Yeah, plenty, bro. Do you know what? I always DM them and I just tell them, listen, if I ever catch you, you know what I mean?
On site.
Yeah, bro, you know what? Yeah, I hate people like that. Well, I swear, because it's a thing. Why are you scamming people? People have worked so hard for their money, and you're just going ahead and finessing them out of their money, bro. That money could mean so much to them, and you're there just to make a quick quid.
Yeah.
Like, why would you do that? And I've been scammed myself in the past, so I know how it feels.
Yeah, same.
It's not nice, you know. So it's, yeah, man. People like that, I don't know. And I mean, I've had people make fake accounts of me as well. I've had to report them on Instagram, get them shut down, bro. And they never give up. They'll use my posts and be like, oh yeah, for example, the main scams that are going on Instagram now, forex scams, right?
Yeah.
That is also why I left the industry as well, actually.
Just because there's a lot of scammers and stuff.
Yeah. Because and the thing is, I was very new to the industry and I didn't know much about it, and I just wasn't happy in that industry, so I left it. Yeah, man, it's I don't know, bro. But I think people should just really start to use their brains and kind of just look to see who is legitimate.
Yeah. Just a quick one touching on that. For people who don't know what forex trading is, can we just quickly explain that?
Yeah, so forex trading is essentially when you trade in the financial market. So for example, you have GBP USD. I'll give you a brief example. So let's just say you have £100 and you convert it to you want to convert it to dollars, right? Let's just say the rate's 1.3. So you would get $130 back in profit. Sorry, not in profit. You would get $130 back, right?
Yeah.
Now let's just say the rate goes up to 1.4 and you convert the dollars back to pounds. You would make £10 profit on that because obviously the rate's gone up.
Yeah.
Now trading in the financial market, essentially you're trading on a platform with brokers, and you can make basically money just off the rates going up and down pretty much.
But then how quick or long does it take for the rates to go up and down?
The markets are open Monday to Friday, so you can trade Monday to Friday, and you can, it depends on what type of trader you are. So for example, if you do scalp trading, you pretty much would trade you would only open positions every sort of 1 to 15 minutes max. If you're a day trader, it would be more, you'd hold longer trades. It just depends on what type of trading you like.
No, because I think the main one you come across on Instagram is basically like literally within 5 minutes, 5-10 minutes.
Oh, they're all
because I remember when I done it back in the day. Yeah, this is me being dumb. I done it when I was in sixth form. Yeah, and this is the scam I'm talking about.
Yeah,
and literally, I remember I was in my uni lectures and stuff. Yeah, and he was sending signals and all that stuff. I was like sick, and the signals expire in 20 minutes, and you're meant to be making profits of like 100 quid in 20 minutes. Like, obviously, I'm dumb back then because I didn't know anything. I was thinking 100 quid in 20 minutes, sign me up.
Yeah,
but you get a lot of that nowadays, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely. And that's, personally, I never provided signals to anyone. I never sort of provided any sort of services that weren't regulated because obviously you have to be regulated in this industry. I was just more doing the education. However, in terms of those people, look, here's the thing with trading, you can make big money. Yeah. But the way these people do their marketing is they hype it up to next levels to obviously gain that attention. But realistically behind the scenes, I personally trade myself. I actually know how to trade and I do it on my own personal account. That's fine. I make money here and there off trading. But most of these so-called Instagram traders, they're not actually traders. They're just marketers, and what they actually do,
sell their courses.
You can sell courses as well. That's fine. As long as the education is good. But what they actually do is, and I'm sorry if I'm exposing anyone, but I think the truth needs to be put out there.
Yeah, 100%.
They offer signals, which first of all is illegal if they're not FCA regulated. That's why I never ever touched that sector at all. Pretty much they'll sell you signals, or they'll even say, I have signals that you can use for free, right? Just copy my signals, use them for free, and I won't charge you anything. All you need to do is invest or deposit into the broker. Now, they'll set up an agreement with the broker. So the broker, for example, if a client deposits £300, the broker will pay the person who referred them £200 in commission per person, for example, if they activate a certain lot size when they're trading. So people can give you free signals, but where they're making money is they're actually getting paid commission from the broker from them referring you.
Yeah.
So-
No, because from what I've heard, I think you told me this on the phone the other day because we've been speaking for quite a bit, yeah.
Yeah.
And let's just say I'm the broker, let's just say I'm the trader giving signals, and you're like the person coming to me for the signals. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now you put in money for the signals. Whether you win or lose,
Yeah.
I'm still making money from you.
Exactly.
How's that work?
So it's called CPA. I don't know exactly how it works, but the broker just pays you the broker pays you a set amount of money
Yeah.
per person who trades on their platform.
Yeah.
Now, here's the thing. Signals, they work sometimes, but they don't. And they're not reliable at all. And the way they're marketed is just, to people is, oh, you can make money with my signals, become rich like me. And obviously the marketing content behind it, people, they'll flex with cars, jewelry, all these nice things. And you would think, oh, this is it now. I'm going to become successful by trading, and then I can get into property. And I think, here's the thing, when people want to become successful, when they say they want to own a property or they want to own a business, the first thing they think of is trading, because it's quick, easy money. Like, you can make quick, easy money, become a successful trader, like these traders on Instagram, and then you can get yourself into property or anything like that. It's complete nonsense. The way I see trading is it's an extra income, but it's not reliable at all. And I would never offer any services that I'm not.
Why is that? Why is it not reliable?
I wouldn't say it's not reliable. It is reliable, but it is something you shouldn't depend on.
Okay, I see what you're saying.
Yeah, if that makes sense. So you shouldn't depend on it as your primary source, because at the end of the day, you can never predict what the markets are going to do, and you are never 100% guaranteed profits ever.
So quick advice to someone watching this right now thinking, I've just spotted someone on Instagram who makes money and I want to join their team. What would you say to them?
Don't do it. It's most likely bullshit.
Straight up.
Straight up.
Well, have it there.
Straight up. Because like I say, I was only in the industry for a very short time, but when I learned, how doggish the industry is, it's really bad. There's a lot of fake people in the industry, and me personally, as bearded pilot, I'm not about that life.
Yeah.
I'm bearded pilot, bro. Like, do you know what I mean? I take public figures and celebrities flying. Like, I can't be ruining my reputation hanging around with fake people like that. And the thing is, it's just a crazy industry, bro. So I just completely just left it. And I want, obviously for me, I want something long-term and legitimate, and something that, won't cause problems for me. So yeah, that's where obviously I pretty much stopped the whole trading stuff last year in July.
Because of that reason.
Yeah, exactly. Because I don't want to be involved in something that's do you know what I mean?
Yeah, you got to have a good reputation for yourself, man.
Exactly. And for me, reputation is very personal and very key, because at the end of the day, if you want to grow in business, you have to have a good reputation. And I was thinking, like, back in July when I quit the trading industry, I was just thinking to myself, I was thinking back to myself when I was 11 years old, when I used to have these dreams, I want to become a successful entrepreneur, I was thinking, is this really the right way of doing it? And, I just kind of thought back to my childhood dreams, and I was like, I need to quit this and I need to find something proper legit. And alhamdulillah, I'm here right now with a stock investment company. And it's going very well. We have the world's first global e-bank. So this has got nothing to do with trading.
So I was just going to ask you, so that moves me on to what you're literally doing right now.
Yeah. So very exciting. So the company is called Igniter 100, and we have 5 internal projects, or 5 companies that we directly operate and run, and we've designed. And we have the world's first global e-bank.
That's sick.
That's what literally all I need to say is that, and people are on it already.
Yeah. What is an e-bank?
So an e-bank, so let's dive into fintech. So fintech is short for financial technology, and fintech is around us right now. We use fintech in our everyday lives, and people don't even realize it. And fintech is an industry which is booming right now. It is $1 trillion industry, if I'm not wrong. This industry is only going to continue to grow. And for example, a lot of people, you might know Monzo and Starling Bank, right?
Yeah.
You simply download the app on your phone, order a card, everything's online. You don't need to go anywhere. And that is your e-bank. Now, here's the thing. Monzo and Starling, they are powered by Visa and MasterCard. Now, that only allows them to be accessible to North America and Europe. Our global e-bank is not only powered by Visa and MasterCard, but we're also powered by Western Union and UnionPay. So that opens up South America, Australia, China, parts of Asia, Africa. So it truly is the world's first global e-bank. And, you know, I mean, every time I go on YouTube now on my phone, I always see Starling on my adverts.
On the ads, isn't it? Yeah.
And I'm not going to lie.
I didn't even deep it like that.
Bro, it's starting to piss me off. But you know what? every video I watch, Starling Bank. I'm just like, bro, like, okay, I get the point. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But obviously they're doing very good, you know, as a bank and as, you know, as a e-bank, sorry.
Yeah.
But our global e-bank, you'll see it, trust me, everywhere. I have so much faith in it as well. We're literally getting the final tick of approval from the FCA, obviously regulated, and we can provide all the proof. You know, if anyone wants to come down and actually discuss this investment, we've got all the paperwork here in our office.
Yeah.
We're going live very soon, and we're looking to make some serious money. I mean, we've been forecasted by FinCap, which is also a accredited company. They value companies like Apple, Facebook, all these, you know, any companies. They're London based as well.
Yeah.
And they valued us to hit the London Stock Exchange in the first quarter of 2021, which is a year from now almost, with a minimum share price of £6 to £8. And we're currently at 23 pence. So that is 3,000% return on investment. So if you invested 5K today, you would be expecting around 136K next year. Mad. But the thing is, once the bank goes live, we're looking to have a revaluation done. And we're looking at £10 to £20 now, but that's just the minimum. It could be a lot more. And later on during this year, we're looking to create a master index, and we'll be working alongside Gareth Parker. And Gareth Parker, for you guys who don't know, he is the developer of FTSE 100, so the London top 100 companies on the London Stock Exchange. So,
is it?
Yeah. So we're working with. This brings me back to when I say, you know, I want to work around legitimate people.
Yeah. There you go.
Yeah,
that's sick.
So, along with the bank, we have uRent, which is a online estate agent. And anyone who's a landlord, for example, can jump onto this. You know, it's a very, what's the word? It's a revolutionary online estate agent, and the business model behind it is very smart. For example, if you're a landlord and you own your own property, you would have to go to advertise it, you know, to Rightmove or Zoopla, for example, and they would charge you £300 per month or £500 per month. And that's one of the cheapest contracts you can actually get on a 24-month contract. So let's just say you're advertising your property now, and a month after you've got the tenant in, you would still have to pay £500 per month for the remaining 23 months. Now, the business model behind uRent is very simple. You pay on a pay-as-you-go basis, and it's £49 a month. Now, uRent is actually live, and you can actually go and check their website. And the fact that the name of the company is called uRent, you know, it's very catchy. It makes sense, you know, uRent. Where do you go to rent a house? urent.co.uk. So the vision behind uRent is to capture 5% of the UK's market in the next 2 years. And I believe they will. Especially with the way they're progressing now. And once they do, they're going to be valued at £300 million as an online estate agent. So we have some very big projects.
Big business news, basically.
Yeah. And we have a blockchain company, which is very big for you tech experts out there who know about blockchain. We have the world's first, when I say the world's first, I mean it, like the world's first trading platform where traders can buy and sell any cryptocurrency they like without having to buy Bitcoin first, which is very big. So we have big projects, and we also have external projects that we've actually invested into. We don't own those companies, but we've invested into them. And just off the top of my head, there's one called Sun Harvester, which they basically design windows into solar panels. So solar panels aren't accessible everywhere. You can't install them everywhere. They're expensive to install. So what have Sun Harvester done? You could be looking out of this window right now, and this could be your solar panel. This could be powering this building. Yeah, which is very cool. I mean, imagine. Sorry, go on.
It's mad.
Exactly, and imagine on Tesla cars. You know, all the windows are solar panels. You would never need to charge your car again.
Yeah.
And my favorite is Fingo Pay. It's a system where you pay using your finger. You could have Barclays on your thumb, NatWest on your index finger, HSBC on your middle finger, and you can pay using your fingers.
Technology is moving mad.
And it doesn't use your fingerprint.
Yeah.
It's actually something called Hitachi Vein ID. So the infrared scanner, when you place your finger on the scanner, it actually reads your veins. So as long as you've got a live pulse it will read your veins and your vein patterns, and then it can identify it's you and you'll pay. So you wouldn't have to ever worry about someone chopping off your finger to steal your bank. You know what I mean? So we have very big business opportunities for anyone who wants to invest with a 3,000% return on investment.
Yeah, I was going to say, for people who want to get involved and do want to invest, where can they find you? And bear in mind, this is going to be on Spotify and Apple Music as well, so Apple Podcasts as well. So
perfect. Okay, yeah, cool. So literally bearded.pilot is my Instagram. So BEARDED.pilot, PILOT.
Sick. And they can just get in contact with you, invest like that.
Yeah, they can. All my WhatsApp details are there. Everything's there. And yeah, you can just hit me up. We'll arrange a day to come into my office. And I mean, I work directly with the corporate team. Shout out to Florian and Abdul. They're two brilliant guys. The corporate team who came up with Igniter. Florian, he is a veteran in the banking industry. He's got very big networks, and he's very genius man. And Abdul, in short, as well, he's a qualified accountant. He's been in the industry for 10 years. He actually founded Igniter 100 and multiple other businesses. And together, there's 8 guys in total, but the 2 main guys, obviously Abdul and Florian, they came together to create this business. And I mean, the only way is up.
Yeah, no, that's sick.
Literally, the only way is up.
That's
so.
Sick.
I've actually spoken to a few high-end investors as well. They're looking to invest big, serious money. So, it's, alhamdulillah. The main thing I would say is, if you have a goal and if you have a dream in life, if you want to achieve something, always believe that it will happen. You may not necessarily know how it will happen, but just believe that will happen, and life will
make it happen.
Yeah, it will make it happen. It will put you for a journey where you might not necessarily want to go through that journey, but you'll learn so much from it. And eventually, when you're in the position you want to be, you're unstoppable.
You know what's mad? I can actually vouch for that, because there's some things that I have said in my life that I've said, this is going to happen, this is going to happen, this is going to happen. Obviously, in the back of my head, I'm thinking, how the hell is it going to happen?
Yeah.
And bro, within a couple months, for example, CEOCAST kicked off.
Exactly.
Then I've got people like you, and I've got people like Tris and all that stuff. And I'm thinking, and then I look back at what I said back then, thinking, raw, I actually did it. Like, with the power of God and the universe, this came, like, it's mad. It just goes to show that if you put your head to it and you put your mind to it, like, it can happen and it will happen.
Exactly. And one thing I want to say about CEOCAST as well, big up yourself, man, bro. Honestly, do you know what? Here's a funny thing, yeah. When I think I saw it on Trist's page, yeah.
Shout out Trist.
Shout out Trist. Is S63 the orange one, man? It's cold.
Buy it, bro. You're selling it.
Well, he sold it already or no?
I don't know yet. Trist, I got to buy it for you, yeah.
Potentially. Is it? I don't know. Coops though. I don't like Coops, man.
Trust me, that car, mad thing.
I would drive it for a day or two, but do you know what? Coops, yeah, I can't do it because I'm not getting out of the car and pushing the seat forward for my man in the back to get in. Bro, that's effort, bro. You can just open the back door in the car and just get in. A saloon is fine for me. 4 doors. So
you missed out. You could have bought my car.
What car do you have?
I ain't got any more. It sold yesterday. Yeah, C3.
Is it?
Yeah, it's sold.
Bro, soon, man. Soon. I got E-Class at the moment, E350D. I had a 5 Series GT. Oh, actually, so yeah. I forgot to mention, when I came back from America and before my 21st birthday in September, I came out of the Polo, and so exactly 7 months after I got into the Polo, I came out and I got a BMW 5 Series GT M Sport. Yeah,
sick.
And that was my first proper car.
It's a mad step up.
Mad step up. And the thing is, I love big cars. So for me, minimum is 5 Series, or I don't deal with 3 Series or C-Class maybe, but I want E-Class minimum.
No, I love big cars. That's sick.
So yeah, I got 5 Series GT. That car was banging, bro. And you know what? I drove that car how it's supposed to be driven. Sorry, BMWs, monsters, bro.
Best drivers cars, innit?
Hands down. Don't get me wrong. I actually love Mercedes, right? Because their interiors are banging, and I just love Mercedes because they're so luxurious.
Yeah. No, I see what you're saying. Yeah.
After driving BMW and Mercedes, BMW all the way. Like for driving,
100%, bro. One of my boys, he's got an M3. Yeah. Obviously, I had the C3.
Yeah.
Me owning the C3, I jumped in this M3 and I drove that, and I was like, bruv, why did I buy the AMG?
Exactly. Do you know what? Mercedes, in their respect, they're good. Interiors are banging. They look nice. They make good sounds.
Yeah. Don't get me wrong. Nothing can come close to the noise of an AMG.
Exactly.
But if you want driving experience and drive a focus car,
exactly. BM all the way.
We're mad off topic.
Bro, you know what is crazy though, because that car, that BMW, I've done some crazy stuff with it. Like, I don't even want to say it because I don't want to bait myself out and get myself in trouble. But bro, that car is a monster.
Sick, innit?
But yeah, after that, I got E-Class. So I got E350D now, 4MATIC 2019-18. So the brand new one. And I'm looking to get another car next year, hopefully. And hopefully it'll be another step up. I can't really say what it is. But yeah, pretty much. Yeah, man, that's pretty much me summed up.
That's sick. But yeah, obviously I don't want to big myself up in that, but you were literally just talking about CEOCAST.
Back, forget the cars, back on topic. CEOCAST. Bro, wallah, I saw your page and I don't know how I saw it a couple of days back. I don't know how I saw it. I can't remember exactly, but I think you followed me, or I just saw it on someone's story, and I just thought CEOCAST, like that looks like a sick page. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, this guy probably must have 100k followers. He's got a podcast set up, and it looks quite sick. Let me just see who this guy is. Follow him, and
just a quick one. I need to show you the podcast version 2
go on.
After.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, go on.
So yeah, and I was like, who's this? I clicked on your page and it was loading up. And as it was loading up, I saw your display picture, I saw your bio and everything, but I didn't show your followers. I was like, this page looks hard, let me just see what this is about. And the page loaded and it's only got like 200 followers. I was like, bro, this is a startup. And for me, I love to be there in the beginning when people start a business, because I love to see people grow firstly, but I actually genuinely want to help them grow as well.
Yeah.
And with your thing, it has big potential. But that's why I just thought I need to jump on it. Even my guy Nathan Hector, he jumped on it as well yesterday. So I had a feeling he would jump on as well. So,
yesterday, but to you guys watching this, he jumped in it last Sunday.
Last Sunday. Okay, cool. So yeah, this has so much potential, bro. And, obviously I have a lot of big network as well. I know a lot of people. Do you know what? I don't know if I should say this. I'm going to keep it on the low, but there's an A-list celebrity that the whole world knows 100%. If I say his name, you'd be like, rah. But I'm working alongside his dad, and they both got a book coming out, and I'm featured in that book.
Is it?
Yeah. So I've got a big network of people as well.
I need to know that name offline.
I'm going to tell you behind the camera in it. Veyron J, for example, Terrell Lewis, so many people that I know would want to jump on this. So I just want to say big up CEOCAST. I hope much success for you, bro.
Honestly, I appreciate that.
This is sick, man. Just continue grinding with it. And it comes back to the point we were speaking about, you having a vision and a dream, and like, for example, did you always want to do something like this?
I've done media in year 11 and I've always loved production.
Cool.
Yeah. I didn't know what I wanted to do exactly. Don't get me wrong, if anyone knows me, they know I tried a couple YouTube videos back in the day. I had a circle. I was like, here's my car.
Of course, that's always the case of everyone.
And then I was like, I've done that, And then I started this, I thought the idea in November. Yeah. And in December I started it, and I was like, fam, this is sick.
Cool, exactly. That's it.
And the thing is, the other reason why I wanted to start it, because eventually I'm 22. Although I've done some businesses, I want to find the perfect path. No, there's no such thing as a perfect path, but
exactly.
I want to find the thing that's actually destinated for me. Yeah?
Exactly.
And the way to do that is to speak to people like you, people like from all different sectors, all different fields, and get their inspiration. That's exactly where the name comes from, CEOs.
Get all the CEO cast and put them in. Bro, exactly. And like I'm saying, big you up, man. Bro, don't give up on this and just keep grinding, man.
It's mad because, like I said, I started this in December. Yeah. And I started with a guy who's got a detailing place, Alex. I want to shout him out, because he's still a G.
Go for it, man. Shout out anyone in this video. I don't mind,
he's still a G, and I rate him still. But I didn't think I'd get to a place. Firstly, I got 300 followers in like a month or something, which was mad for me. I didn't even think that was going to come. Yeah, I saw like 20 followers and I thought, it's going to go slow. Yeah. 300 followers come mad. I thought, bruv, I got to do a giveaway. Yeah, I'll mention that in the end anyway.
Cool.
And then, I could just see it going full send with it. I can just imagine in the future, building my full-on studio, going mad with it and getting mad people. It's going to be sick.
Bro, trust me, you will. And I say that because I kind of see you in the position that I was, for example, in my field. Like, when I wanted to become a pilot and I just, I was in the beginning stage here. I see you at that beginning stage with CEOCAST, but I know you will take it to this level, 100%.
No, hopefully.
1000%. And bro, if there's anyone watching this, from my followers or anyone like that, who who's a public figure, anyone, come listen, hit me up.
Or anyone who wants to get their story across. There's so many stories.
Anyone who's a successful entrepreneur, who has a business, whatever, just hit up CEOCAST.
And you know what the thing is, yeah? Here's the thing. I had someone DM me the other day saying, you've done rapping, you've done this, like you've done rapping, you've done detailing, you've done other car places. How many more car places are you going to do? I was like to them, bro, I can do as many as I want because not everyone's got the same journey. Not everyone's got the same path.
Exactly.
It's mad.
Do you know what? One opportunity I've got for people out there, yeah? Obviously, I'm a pilot. I'm an entrepreneur. I might potentially buy my own plane in it. I need a plane rapper soon in it. So if anyone's out there and they want to rap planes, yeah, or they can do something like that, I've got opportunity for you guys as well in it. So let's see who can jump on that first. But no, because you know what? Here's one thing as well, actually. People don't know that it's actually, people might think it, obviously, you know, private jets and stuff, they're a little bit expensive. They're more in the millions, but you can actually buy a decent plane, you know, a 4-seater, 6-seater plane for the same price of a car.
Do you know what's sad, yeah? Me and my cousin, I remember back in the day when we used to chill at my grandma's house and all that stuff, I was probably like 6, 7, and he was, I think like 9, 10. Yeah. Bro, we used to dream. Obviously, I always loved cars. I was always checking out cars on Google and all that stuff.
Yeah.
He's been a mad, like, plane fanatic, aerospace, whatever it is.
Yeah.
And we were always on, there's a website, I can't remember what it's called, man. I feel like I remember it. And it was just basically like auto trader for planes.
Okay.
I can't remember it. And he always used to look at it thinking, yeah, let's buy this plane, And it's sad to think that, I know for a fact that that's still his dream.
Yeah.
But he's not following his path.
If you're watching that, bro, go for it. Trust me. I went through, I mean, you're probably going to hear this podcast. If you're watching it, you probably heard my story. I went through a shitload. You can do it. If I can do it, coming from where I've come from, anyone can do it. 1000%. Trust me. Because I came from a lot of hardship and a lot of negativity. I had to stop hanging around with certain people. I had to stop doing certain things. I had to focus a lot more. And I understand it's very hard, especially nowadays, you know, the youth, they're, you know, or young people, they're engaged in, you know, all they know is partying, smoking weed, this, that, and the other, just chilling with friends, wasting time. I understand it's hard. I've been there, I've done that. But I promise you, if you can just separate yourself from everyone and just, even if you just dedicate 6 months purely to yourself, that within that 6 months, you'll change so much. You'll forget your whole previous lifestyle and you will just want to just achieve more. Because once you see results, success becomes an addiction. You just want more and more and more. Yeah. Obviously, you're going to fail during the way. You don't expect everything to happen overnight. But once you see that first result, like for example, for me, the first result that I saw with my success was when I actually got my pilot license and when I actually was successful in the business, in terms of, you know, having my own business and whatnot. And when I flew out to Miami in a Gulfstream private jet, I always dreamed of flying on a private jet. And the thing is, I didn't actually fly the private jet. I flew as a passenger. I booked it out. I paid money for it. So it's not like my pilot perks allowed me to have it or anything. No, I flew on it as an entrepreneur. So yeah, for that was like, I was just like, wow, I'm flying on a Gulfstream, like people like DJ Khaled and Grant Cardone owns his own Gulfstream 500. Sorry. And I flew on a G4, which is a one model down, but it's still a Gulfstream. Do you know what I mean? So at the end of the day, just believe in your dreams and you can achieve it, man, and never give up.
I can vouch for that, man. Even like the first time I tasted success for this anyway was the first podcast I bagged. And I was just gassed.
Who was your first podcast, Trist?
No, the guy I was talking about, Alex. The guy who's got the detailing place. Bro, he's 20 years old and he's got his own car detailing place.
Sick.
Mad.
Sick.
Yeah. And when I bagged that, when I done that, and I was like, this is sick. I felt such warmth inside of me thinking, I've done this. Because don't get me wrong, before him, I had emailed and DM'd so many companies, all that stuff, thinking, yeah, can we get podcasts, please. They might think, cool, beg, you know, no followers, no nothing like that. There's no potential to it.
Exactly.
Now,
forget people like that. Honestly, trust me. Like, the thing is, what you're doing is great because that's actually how I started off with. When I was a nobody, I mean, I still think I'm a nobody. I'm not being arrogant or anything. Just because I'm bearded pilot with 13K for, I still don't think highly of myself. But when I was starting off, you could say, I would do that. I would just go and speak to people, and I would just. So okay, there's a saying: "Fake it till you make it." Right? That I believe that is true to a certain extent. So I would, I had these dreams, I had these visions and whatnot. And I used to tell people I'm a pilot, this, that, and the other. Even though maybe I was in the training phases, right? But I would still sort of go to people and just sort of say to them, I'm a pilot. Let's collaborate together. Let's do something, just do something in it.
Yeah.
And most people, they just be like, nah. But you will find people who actually want to do it. And because at the end of the day, once you're growing yourself and you're networking, with people, once you're around certain people, you automatically elevate yourself, because when you're surrounded by people who might be more successful than you, for example, that will motivate you to become more successful. So once you've actually achieved something, then, you can start working with proper people. And those people who maybe, said no to you in the beginning, they'll come back eventually.
Yeah, one day they will.
I mean, for example, there's so many people that I've reached out to. Like, obviously now I'm a qualified pilot, right? I've flown Terrell Lewis, Aaliyah, Maria B, Veyron J. I'm trying to get a few other people this year, but a lot of other people just not on it.
Remember me, I'm jumping on the plane.
Bro, I'm taking you, bro. CEO, let's do a podcast on the plane. Let's do it.
That would be sick.
That's fly down to the coast and we'll do a podcast on the plane.
If you guys want to see that, make sure you like this video. Trust me, that's gonna happen.
1,000 likes, yeah.
Yeah,
and we'll do it. No, for real, we'll do it. But yeah, it just comes down to believing in yourself and just continuing what you're doing now. Reach out to people, reach out to XYZ. You could even try to reach out to Bill Gates. You might not get to him, but you might get to someone who's near enough to him, or who might be
like what they're saying. Was it reach for the moon, aim for the stars, something along those lines. I can't remember exactly what it is.
Even if you reach for the moon and you fail, you'll still be among the stars.
That's what I'm trying to say, basically.
That's it.
That's mad.
That's it. So there you go, man. That's pretty much it, man. Just never give up. Don't expect success overnight. Know that you will go through hardship. Trust me, I've been through loads. One
of the biggest quotes: "With hardship comes ease."
Yeah, that's quoted from the Quran, actually. So, that is. This is a personal story of mine. I believe when I achieved a certain amount of success, I was a bit too arrogant, and I got humbled very quickly. By God, and I had a personal sort of story I don't want to put out just yet, maybe in a future podcast. But yeah, I got humbled by God very quickly, I would say, and there was signs like that I saw, was like, this is definitely God.
Yeah.
And I got humbled very quickly, obviously, and I took a big L at the same time, which obviously humbled me. But I took that L, and it was a very big L, and I'm not gonna lie, like that. I'm not gonna lie, 2019 was the year for L's for me. It was continuous L's. Like from Jan 2019 till December 2019, it couldn't have gotten any better. Like it just got worse. It got worse and worse and worse. But now that I'm in the position I'm in now in 2020, I'm a lot more, what's the word? I'm a lot more open-minded. I've gained a lot more knowledge. I'm around people I need to be around right now.
Yeah. You're more comfortable in the situation you are right now.
Yeah, exactly. And obviously, I went through that hardship and now I can see ease. And, that is from the Quran. So if there's any Muslim people out there or Muslim or non-Muslim, doesn't matter who you are. If you're in a situation where you're going through a hardship, just know that God has said with every hardship comes ease, and just believe in your dreams. Don't give up, achieve, have hope, have faith, and just focus. And if it's not destined for you, it will never happen. Change to something else.
Yeah.
And see
everything's
how that
written for us. Like, I feel like this is my turn into a religious podcast right now.
Yeah, trust me.
But you know what? it goes. It's true though, isn't it? Everything is written for you.
Yeah.
So whether you want to be so successful in one thing, it might not be written for you.
Exactly. And for example, the way I think of it is God might have destined £1 million. You could become a millionaire, but it might not be destined in the industry you're in at the moment. It might be destined in a separate industry, but you have to make the choice and have to think, and you have to sort of try things out. Yeah. Don't be afraid to fail, because here's the thing: you could fail in one industry and you could just give up and be like, "Oh, that's it."
Yeah.
Okay, but there's a whole other industry here waiting for you for your rewards.
Yeah.
And
Like it's written how much money we are going to earn in our lives. Yeah, how much we're going to obtain and all that stuff.
Yeah.
It's up to us, so how we get it, what we do to get it.
Exactly.
And
I'm not gonna lie, I want to touch up on one subject as well.
Yeah, go
But
on.
for example, people who, this is more for Muslim followers, but people who, for example, sell drugs. You know, obviously there's haram money and there's halal money, right? People who sell drugs, obviously they're making haram income. And the same money you're making now selling drugs or doing something bad, you could make it legitimately too. But the thing is, you just chose to go that way. Just imagine that you're destined to make $1 million, for example, but you chose the negative way.
yeah,
You know, so I think 2020 is what I'm going to be focusing on a lot, especially with my clients and my followers, is mindset. Because I think people have been so accustomed to a certain mindset now that it's just stuck in their heads, you know, like they want to get rich quick, this, that, and the other.
trying to find the quickest path. Whatever
The
it is,
quickest
isn't it?
path. Yeah, exactly. No, it doesn't work like
There's
that.
no such thing as success overnight
Exactly.
or
Nothing
quick way
at
to get rich, basically.
unless you're that one person in the millions that wins the lottery, is not happening.
Or
Even
you've-
that's not happening.
Or you've just inherited like $1 billion from.
Yeah, Bill Gates' son. You know what I mean? So
No, shout out to Bill Gates though. Have you seen it? He doesn't give.
he does.
his-
Yeah,
He doesn't give his kids money like that.
Exactly. That's one. Do you know what? If I'm destined to become a millionaire, billionaire, inshallah I do. If I am, I would never do that. I would never give my kids money like
Yeah.
that. Because the thing is, even my dad, you know, he doesn't give me money at all. My parents hardly give me money. You know, they want me to stand up on my own 2 feet, and you know, it's made me who I am today. When you have a backbone and you learn so many things in life, you're unstoppable. Whereas, for example, if you're just born into a rich family and you're given $1 million, you will lose that not instantly, but you will lose that gradually.
Yeah.
You know, someone who has built themselves up over time, you can't beat them. And the thing is, you know, that person may lose money too, but from the lessons they've learned, they'll bring it back and multiply it easily.
Yeah, 100%.
So it all comes down to mindset, what you learn, the knowledge you have, and obviously the biggest thing is just faith and just making sure you do everything legitimate. Don't try and take shortcuts. There may be shortcuts available. Take them, right? If the opportunity is available for you, you know, just sort of speed the process up a little bit. I mean, I did that to a certain extent, you know, with some journeys in my life. The light went off. Just make sure it's legitimate, man. That's it. Just, yeah, that's it.
There's one thing I want to touch on. It's just briefly of what you just said. Even though you're saying that your parents may not have given you money or they wanted you to stand on your own 2 feet, there's one thing I want to address which is quite touchy. It's a touchy subject because you see it on, like, for example, if you put up your car on Instagram or something like that, you're bound to get this comment saying daddy's money or something like that. Yeah, but you know what? I just want to get my point across because this is the way I see it. Most 9 times out of 10, if your family love you, they're working for their kids.
True, very true.
Yeah. So they're gonna like, for example, my dad, yeah, he makes his kids his number one priority. Yeah. So he'll treat us, he'll give us hopefully, like, he continues to give us a nice life and all that stuff. We've had it nice, you know what I mean? I'm not saying that we're spoiled and we haven't done anything to be spoiled.
Of course,
yeah.
alhamdulillah.
But a lot of people will see it in a different way, like he just, like, we're spoiled and daddy money and all that stuff.
Of
but
course,
like
of course.
I said, if they love you,
They will do it for you naturally. Yeah, exactly.
Like, it's just out of their love, really. And that's just a lot of people get confused. And the thing is, even though there's some things that we may not pay for, like, for example, mortgage or something like that,
Yeah.
he will make us doing other things, like other things that actually have value to him.
Exactly.
Like, for example, with me, my dad doesn't really care about how much money I earn and all that stuff personally, yeah, because he'd rather have me bring value, such as doing chores around the house, taking the bins out, doing things like building the house with him,
Exactly.
decorating, you know, reconstruction, all that stuff.
Exactly.
Other things that you can actually do.
Valuable life skills.
Yeah.
Exactly. And yeah, exactly. That's the exact same with my parents. Like, obviously, I'm not saying, you know, I've come straight from the bottom and, you know what I mean, like straight from the gutters or anything. Obviously, you know, you could say I've had humble beginnings or small beginnings, right? And my parents, you know, they obviously, you know, they love me very much, and they will try and do anything for me that they can. And they have helped me in the past. You know, for example, when I got my first car, they did help me with that, which is nothing to be ashamed about. And, however, my dad does want me, he doesn't care how much I earn again. He always tells me he doesn't want me to give him any money. And, inshallah, one day I can buy him his dream car.
Yeah.
And dream house for, my mum. But with me personally, I just kind of see it as much as they are helping me, I reject money from them as much as I can, because it's not going to benefit me. If I'm there,
you're not learning.
Yeah, exactly. And my dad, he wants. Yeah. My dad is a solid man. I'll tell you that. He does chauffeuring at the moment. He's done little jobs here and there, Uber, chauffeuring, whatnot. But he also knows how to do construction. So many things. He's so knowledgeable and smart in that aspect. And he's never gone to school. Well, sorry. He has gone to school, but he has never gone to uni, sorry.
Yeah,
or
like
college.
my dad, yeah.
He doesn't have much qualifications, but he will make you happy. He will come to your house, and if you want a quick job, he will do it very nicely. We extended our next door neighbor's kitchen for them. I'll show you a picture after this, bro. He did it sick.
Yeah, I just want to give a shout out to our parents, man.
Yeah, so I think it's for me,
if you're watching and listening to this right now, and you've got parents who help you out dramatically, just go to them and tell them you appreciate, you love them, all of that stuff. Trust me, that's all they want to hear. They don't care about anything else. Obviously, they care about you, but you know what I mean, though.
No, for real, it's very true, because I know of people close to me, their parents don't care about them. Yeah, and it's just people don't realize what a blessing it is to have parents as well. A loving dad or a loving, some people, they don't have parents. Some people's parents have died. Some people's parents have been divorced. It's people don't, it's those little things that you need to understand, that those are true blessings. Yeah, the materialistic things come to in life, if you work for them, but that's not what true happiness is. You have to understand, you have to be around the right people. You have to appreciate the right people, and you just have to work hard on your dreams. You have to be, grateful is the best way to describe it. Be grateful, be happy, don't complain. You could be, I don't, for example, I don't pay rent in my house or mortgage at the moment, right? I have a property in LA. I am paying for that, and obviously, that is, I'm learning. And I don't ask a single penny from my parents, and I wanted to keep it that way, because at the end of the day, I'm going to have kids in the future. I want them to become successful. I want them to stand on their own 2 feet. But at the same time, if you do have your parents, for example, listen to what they say. Even if they tell you to take out the bin or do this or do that,
just give them that respect.
Yeah, because at the end of the day, they might not be here 5-10 years from now. Yeah. And when you have your own house, how are you going to maintain it? Because it's the thing, it's valuable life skills you have to learn at the end of the day. Money is not everything. People need to really understand that. So, it's more about the little things that you do on a daily basis that gradually builds you to your success. Yeah. As well. So that's a good subject.
That's just another thing I just want to add to what I said earlier. My dad has made me do these things so I can learn for myself, basically.
Of course. Yeah. I swear, bro, I'm the oldest in my family. Yeah, I have 3 siblings, two younger siblings, and I'm the first. I'm the oldest. But trust me, my dad, he's been harsh with me. But you know what? Alhamdulillah, it's made me the man I am today. I'm still nowhere near on his levels, but trust me, for me to be a pilot at 22, multiple business owner, and helping others as well.
Well, this is the way I see it. If your dad is anything like you, then your dad must be a great man. Yeah, it just shows a lot, because obviously things are implemented in the upbringing and everything like that.
I've learned a lot from him, trust me. The way, even simple, the way he treats my mum, with so much love and respect. My mum will be so mad at him. My mum will tell him to do the kitchen like that. My dad has refurbished our whole house. And the thing is, even my room, I helped my dad refurbish my entire room. We took down the ceilings. We had a chimney sort of thing that came out of my room. We knocked that whole wall down, so the whole wall's flat now. Man, I've learned a lot from him. He's a serious guy, man. I'm nowhere near on his levels. Like, people might think I'm levels, I'm bedded pilot, I can fly a plane. Bro, I'm not levels, trust me. My dad is levels. So, it just comes down to the simple fact that you need to learn key valuable life skills first, and you know, it doesn't matter. You don't have to go to college or uni to be a successful person. You know, the way I see it is just get dirty, get your hands in, and just do the job.
Just learn.
And that's how you learn. Me, I learn practically. I can't learn by sitting in and just memorizing.
exactly
I
the same,
can't
man.
do that. I have to be hands on to learn, because otherwise you don't learn. Do you know what I mean? Like, I could sit in a class. For example, I could have gone to uni and studied aeronautical engineering, right, for 3 years and wasted 27 grand, right? And I still wouldn't have known how to fly a plane. Yeah. I'm just there sitting doing this, that. But I decided to just go straight into the training and just do hands-on. Yeah. And that's how I learned. That's the only way to do it. So, I would say stop procrastinating. Go out there and just do something, even if it's you know, waking up early in the morning and doing your bed. You know,
that's the start. People actually feel like that's actually mad you say that, because that's one of the main things that made me start being so proactive in every other area. The best thing you can do to start being proactive. Let me start that again.
Do you know what? I've messed up so many times on this podcast as well. I started
Tom, you know what? You know when the podcast is raw, it comes out so much more better.
This is literally freestyle, so guys, apologies in it.
But yeah, like I was saying, the best thing to do to start being proactive is start by doing your bed in the morning.
Yeah, for real.
That helps so much. I didn't do that before in like years of my life. And
bro, I swear, when my room used to be messy, like I used to be living like a tramp. I swear, like clothes everywhere, this, that. But bro, now when I come back home, I can't come back to a dirty room. It pisses me off. I'm not sorry for the strong language, but it pisses me off.
Yeah.
I can't deal with it, because the thing is, I work from home and I also have an office here, so I can work from wherever I want, right? But when I'm working from home, I want a clean environment to work in. 100%. I want to have do you know what I mean? So I can't. So make sure your room's clean. Simple things like that, man. And eventually, when these simple little things are instilled in you, when they add up and grow, you will grow as a person. And not only will you grow mentally, physically, if you go gym as well, gym is very good. I used to go gym, but since my jaw surgery, I kind of stopped, but I do need to get back in. Physically, mentally, even financially, like mentally and physically, if you're good, and emotionally, your financial circumstance will change. And 100% I can agree with that. When I was, for example, upset, depressed, comparing myself to other people when I wasn't where I am today, you know, I was just zero. Yeah. But when I decided to change my mindset and think, you know, I'm not going to give up, I'm going to focus, I'm going to stay happy, I'm not going to expect anything to happen overnight, that's when things gradually started to change. And I think the biggest thing for me as well, just one last topic I want to touch on with the parents, is your mum. You have to respect your mum. Like, I don't think I would have ever got to where I am now without my mum's prayers. And what I've done for my mum. I mean, in Islam, I don't know if people know, most Muslims might know, some people might not, but we actually believe that heaven is under your mum's feet. And here's a crazy story, actually. I didn't know how this happened, but one of my dad's friends from Pakistan flew over to London, and he wanted to meet someone up in Birmingham. I didn't know who it was. Yeah. And turns out that the man he was meeting was Nasir Awan, who is the Queen's representative in the Birmingham area, and he's also the director of a very big marketing business, and I can't remember off the top of my head what other business he has, but he's a very successful man. And I ended up in his house.
That's mad.
I don't know, somehow I just ended up in the Queen's representative's house. I was like, okay, cool. And
next step, Buckingham Palace.
Yeah, and it's crazy. And you know, I was talking to him about, you know, trading, forex, politics, religion,
all of that stuff,
just whatever, you know what I mean, just standard stuff. And I was explaining to him, you know, about my story and what I want to achieve. And the one thing that stuck to me that he told me was, just do whatever your mum says. Like, obviously, you know, when it comes, like, in terms of, for example, massaging her when she's tired, or, you know, always just make your mum happy as much as you can, you know. And, you know, he also mentioned to me, you know, that he gave his mum 100% attention when he was young. You know, he would always do things for her. He would always massage her, you know, do so many things. And that's the only reason he became so successful. So for me, you know, always look after your mum. And trust me, my mom's done so much for me. I will never be able to repay her back. I'm going to buy her a nice house, inshallah, a nice car. I'm going to retire her so she don't have to work. Because here's the thing, look, do you know what? I think the reason why I was so, my mentality is the way it is when it comes to hustling is because when I was young, I watched my mum from about 2 years old. So my parents actually do fostering, right? Yeah. So my mum, when she came to the UK, she came alone. My dad was in Pakistan, and for the first couple of years, my mum was here by herself. And she started fostering. So she would look after refugees that come from war-torn countries, whatnot. They come here looking for asylum, whatever. And we look after boys from 15 to around 18 years old. And we still do it actually even up to today. We have 3 boys right now. We have 1 guy from Sudan and 2 from Kurdistan living with us. So yeah, I've watched my mum do it for the last 20 years. And she's done fostering, child minding, and on top of that, other jobs. For example, she used to do radio presenting on the side. She works at Gatwick Airport at the moment. And she's just done so much. And at one point she worked 3 jobs just to put food in front of us, so my hustler mentality just comes from watching my mum. She's gone through so much and I could never repay her.
Yeah.
So yeah, I just hope, inshallah, one day soon I can just retire her completely, buy her a nice house, no mortgage, nothing, and buy her a nice car so she could just chill. Child minding, she had to wash babies' nappies when they were at her house. She's done some serious work. So she had to wash babies' nappies when they were with us, when, their parents left the baby in our care. So I've seen my mum go through loads. She's superwoman.
Everyone's mum's superwoman to them, and mad.
Exactly. Like I say, today, if you're watching this, please just show your mum some appreciation. Like some people, they may not have the best relationship with their parents right now, but trust me, when I was young, I hated my parents. I'm not gonna lie. I wouldn't say hated my parents, but just in case they're watching this, they beat me up in it.
You didn't see eye to eye with them.
Yeah, I just, I wouldn't listen to them. I was young. I was this. I don't really care. I was, and when they would tell me to do certain things, I was like, oh, why? But now I understand, Now I understand, they were actually, they actually wanted good for me. And it's only now that I understand. And, if I listened to them when I was little, I probably would have achieved my success a little bit earlier. But at the end of the day, alhamdulillah, 22, I'm still chilling. I'm still young. I still got a long time ahead of me. But yeah, please show your parents some love, especially your mum.
100%.
Go give her a massage. Go massage her feet, her legs, her shoulders, her back. Just go treat your mum. Trust me. And the thing is, when a mum prays for you, God will never not listen to your mum's prayer. Trust me. Yeah. And I've seen that work in different ways. So yeah, that is pretty much success summed up as a whole.
What a beautiful podcast. I can't even lie to you.
So many different topics touched on just for one word, success. So yeah, it's crazy. And people just come to my Instagram and they just think, oh, rich parents are scammer. They don't but people don't understand how much goes on behind the scenes.
No, your story is touching, man.
You know what? I would have dived into some deeper stories.
That's going to come on part 2 because 100%, bro.
Yeah, we have to do another podcast. But
this is going to happen.
In the future.
Yeah, obviously in the future. This is in the plane.
In the plane. In the plane, exactly. Because I'm planning to get GoPros and recording equipment myself that we can actually put on in the plane that will be, mounted onto the windows.
Yeah,
so everything's, secure. And we'll do a proper podcast in the plane. But it's just, you know what? I don't know what to buy and where to. Obviously, I know the main thing I need to buy is GoPros, but in terms of mics and recording,
I'll help you out, bro.
Help me out. Literally, bro. But yeah, that is pretty much it in terms of the podcast. Yeah, if you want to meet us, just send him a DM, send me a DM. If you want to come for an investment opportunity at my office, hit me up. Please, if there's anyone big watching Raheem right now, hit up CEOCAST and get a podcast done. I want this page to grow. I want CEOCAST to grow.
That's the plan.
So, yeah, man.
Go on, let me wrap it up there then. So
cool.
I really hope you guys enjoyed that podcast, man. I seriously did. And if you want to follow us, CEOCAST. You can also follow my personal journey at Raheem KA. And make sure you follow Bearded Pilot, man. Make sure you follow my guy Ali. He's sick, you know. You heard his story. Go see his story now.
Appreciate that, bro. You know what? Some people don't even believe my story. Some people don't even think I'm 22. It's crazy. Some people think I'm like 30. It's the beard. But trust me, 23rd of September, 1997. That's my date of birth. I'm 22. Check the facts.
You might as well give away your whole ID.
Yeah, I might as well, innit? Here's my... No, I'm joking.
That's sick. No, what do you think of that podcast, though?
Bro, banging. Yeah, bro. This is sick.
Sick, yeah. No, I love for that, bro, man. Appreciate it.
Proper.
One of the best podcasts.
You could put this in the bloopers, innit?
Yeah.
I don't wear glasses behind this on camera.